Throw this out. Give it a couple minutes for y'all to join. Welcome to the live. We're going to do a Q&A today. Answer any questions you guys want or have. I got some time here. Yeah, we'll just see what's up. What's up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm sure you guys can hear me as I walked away from the screen. Oh, man. Funny. Gotta grab something else here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna use this stuff for show. Just gotta get a towel. The hell is that shit? Sleeves. Okay. Used to have one of those little. Oh, actually, no. Guess I just have to use these. Just want to clean the window, man. Just want to clean the window. I can see out of it. Welcome everybody to the live. How y'all doing? How is everybody doing? There you go. That's better. Much better. Hey, what's good, Helen? What's good? ARAV. How y'all doing, man? Where's everybody from? How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. How's everybody feeling? Welcome to the live. Tap that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you feel called. You know the vibes. Welcome in. We'll get into it, man. We got a Q&A today, so you can ask any questions you want. We'll deep dive any kind of topics, religion, government, politics. Not really wanting to do that, but we can cover different things. Spirituality, God, religion, spiritual, if you're religious, if you believe in incarnation or afterlife, whatever you want to talk about, man, bring it up. Now's your time. I think I'm going to do a couple days a week where I do Q&As because I see you guys really like that a lot. And welcome. We're just giving it like a couple moments or more or so for people to pile in, and we'll get going. We'll get into it, man. I hope that you've had the opportunity to check out our channel, and we have tons and tons of content for you to go back and lives. I do lives like all the time, so there's just hundreds of them. Is this? Let me see. Karim, what's good? Welcome to the live, my friend. Tap the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey, where's everybody from? Where y'all from, man? Drop it in the comments. And, we now have the hype button. So if you call Matthew, what's good, brother? How you doing, man? Oh, you're from Earth. Okay. Well, you're not just from Earth, man. You're probably from some other, you know, place in the universe. Hey, Verthos ratio. Hey, it's been a while up for discussing religion again. Yeah, sure. Today's Q&A, man. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, my friend. McAllen, Texas, man. What's good, brother? Welcome to the live, my friend. I'm all good. I'm boundless. How are you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good, man. Excited for what's unfolding on the planet, yet very feeling very grounded and centered, and I did a short yesterday to help people, that anyone feeling stressed right now or anything, man, that you're feeling. Oh, we already got some questions pulling up. My question. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can move this. Get the sun out of the. Okay. Why are Wallopin? Welcome to the live. I think that's how you pronounce your name. I hope. Why are Christians against dudes? Oh my God. I'm not even going to read that in the way that you said that. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're passing on that question. If Presley was here, he would definitely delete that comment for sure. My question is, what God do you believe in, and how have you determined your beliefs are true? Okay, because I just believe, man. You have to believe, and I don't know, like the part of like which God. My belief is there's just one God, and we're all a part of that God. We're aspects of God. Of course, beliefs can be false. I mean, we've been deeply programmed, like deeply programmed, all of us. The only ones that really kind of haven't is the newborns and the young kids. I mean, they still are getting programmed to a certain extent, but not to the point that we've been programmed. If you've been on the planet for several decades, you're programmed. You're deeply programmed. I was just never taught. I just was taught that there's a God. There's a higher power. But I also was taught in many different religions, and I've seen what religion has done and what it continues to do to the population, to humanity. It's a form of brainwashing. It's a form of divide and separation. I also really truly believe that they don't teach you what you really need to know. They teach you to like go everywhere else and distract you with all this biblical stuff. But what about like just sitting in stillness and going straight to God? You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is the one thing that they don't teach you. And the same thing in schools for when you're a kid. They kind of teach you to that you have to be religious, you have to go to a religious establishment to have a relationship with God. And I truly don't believe any of that. Do you think Jesus will come back in flesh? No, I don't. I don't. But I believe that he's already here in all of us, and you can call. And I believe that there's other, whatever you want to call it, gurus, disciples that are coming down, that God is sending down in human form in the flesh, just that we're just like Jesus. Granted, right now, obviously, they're not like, changing water to wine and things of that nature like Jesus did back then, but we're going to see much more miracles unfold. And to be honest with you, I really truly believe that Jesus was actually God coming down in human form. It wasn't the full aspect of God, because again, I believe that each and every one of us are fragments of God. We're aspects of God because we came from God. Just like as a human, right? Think of it this way. What do you say as a human? Oh, like I'm I'm Irish and Scottish and Polish or Mexican or Latino because that's what my parents were, right? Don't we say that as a human being? So why wouldn't you say that you're like you have aspects of God because you came from God? Because we were taught to be powerless. We were taught to give our power away. We were taught to worship things outside of us, just like worshiping celebrities, worshiping our boss, worshiping our parents, our father, our mother. Like, and more and more, I see people walking around like, oh my God, my father was amazing. What about you? How about you're amazing? How about you can do that and even more? You know what I mean? Like, we're just taught in every way, shape, or form to just give our power away. And we are so freaking powerful, but we don't realize it or recognize it. Nor do we realize how worthy we are of having everything. So again, everything boils down to belief, like that one person said. Um, and yes, as I said, beliefs definitely 1000% can be false. Yes. And majority of the time they are. I've been trying to get in contact with you about, oh, oh Lord, never mind. I just believe in like that there's a higher power. Um, I believe that there's a higher power. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. Angels, and this channel is not about religion. It's we talk about everything. We do everything. We do light language activations, crystalline soul healing, all kinds of things. But it's spiritual. It's not religious. But we do talk about and speak about religion, of course. Um, Yet I can be spiritual and believe in God or believe in some higher power or like the divine or the universe or prime creator source or um, why does it have to be a religion, Vanas, Vertas? No, I don't agree. I disagree with that. That's the thing that I was talking about earlier. It's the exact thing I was talking about earlier. How there's this connotation that we've created that you have to be religious to believe in God, a creator. Why? Who says that? No, I mean, I think they don't want you to use the word God because the word God has a very high frequency and vibration to it. So they'd rather you not use it. And they'd rather you turn your back and turn away because God is the most powerful thing you can call on. Not beyond asking your friends or your mother or a doctor. Go straight to God for that healing. Go straight to God for that help with your financial stuff. Go straight to God with the help from your relationship. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to go into a religious establishment. You don't have to go into a temple, an ashram, a church. You can sit right outside and connect with God. You don't need to have a religion to, and God doesn't expect you to. Yeah, but that's again, it's programming though. Like I'm changing that narrative though. I do believe humans are God. Exactly. I believe that too. We're aspects of God 1000%. We just forgot our power. Um, and the word God is so high vibrational. They don't want you really using that word. They'd rather you not use it. It raises your frequency. You can feel it, Veritas, when you go in stillness. And why do you think, Veritas, we've been programmed and conditioned to um, not be in stillness, to be distracted every minute of the day, every second of the day. And people have difficulty just sitting in silence, listening. That's when you reach God. That's when you go straight to God. You talk to him like you would talk to a friend or a neighbor, but here's the part that people miss. You have to cultivate a relationship daily, okay? And you have to slow down and listen. And you have to focus on your breath because your breath is God. You're breathing in and out God. So what do most people do? They're so busy and so stressed out that they don't use their breath. And then the energy's stuck in their body and then they end up with disease, right? You're talking to the God that's the creator of all of the the Xavier. What's good, brother? I remember you actually. You see. Well, thank you for subbing, Jay. I appreciate you, man. Well, someone claims to. So, like I said, when you go to a religious establishment, what do? They distract you with all this stuff that doesn't is meaningless. They don't tell you how to do it. They don't tell you, okay, well, put all your distractions aside and just sit and listen. How many people can? How many of you can actually do that and just be still and listen? Because God wants you to listen. But you get on your phone, you start playing video games, you start watching porn, you are talking to your friends on the phone, your family, your partners, I mean, the list goes on and on. You're at a job. I mean, how many of you actually take 5 minutes to just sit in stillness and breathe and focus on your breath and focus on your heart, going into deep meditation? Then, while doing that, having a conversation with God. Oh yeah, that's exactly it. No one, you're right. You're right. We're creators and we're co-creating with God. Exactly. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I remember you were talking about science, Xavier, the other day. I remember that. The Big Bang Theory you believe in. Yeah, humans do incredible acts every day. I agree with you 1000%, no one. See, here's the thing, man. That's another thing. Why do you think we're going through all the things we're going through right now and the state of the world? The world is in this chaos state, if you want to call it that, so that we can trust and put our faith in God. So that whatever you're going through, you can ask God, you can go straight to God. You have to lean on your faith to trust that whatever you're going through will be taken care of and that you will be perfectly okay. But people don't believe that. They don't have faith. They don't trust in the creator. And if they do ask, they expect it to be done instantaneously versus no, it's on God's time. It's when God is ready. And we're constantly being put through different tests all the time to test our faith, to test how strong your faith is. And everybody wants evidence because that's the ego. Everybody wants a map of their plan of their life because that's what we've been conditioned and programmed to want. Like when you're in school, you got to make a 5-10 year plan with goals and this and that. And does it ever turn out the way you thought it would? Usually it's even better than you could have imagined. So these are all parts of the ego. This is all things that were taught from an egoic standpoint. So the 30,000 denominations of Christianity, and none of them do what you do. Are you 30,001? And how do we know what you are saying is true? You go within, my friend. Bertos, you go inside here, man. You feel, how does it feel to you? How does what I'm saying to you feel? Does it resonate with you? Does it feel right? Does it feel good? That's another thing that God wants you to do, man. Trust that this message that I'm bringing forward to you is for you. You wouldn't be here on this call right now if this message wasn't for you. Everything is meant to be, man. Everything, man. That's the whole thing, man. But our ego cannot accept that because of the way we've been programmed and conditioned. Again, they want you to be dumbed down. They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to be a free thinker. They don't want you to go straight to God. Man, if every single person here had strong faith and belief, we'd be living in a different world right now, man. Like following the light, following the energy that leads you and guides you every step of the way. But we think we got to step in the way. We got to control it. We got to manipulate it. That's all ego, man. Well, yeah, because no, I mean that's you coming here and wanting to have the human experience, Xavier. And yes, there is a lot of how you say uh, what's the word? Not distractions, but a lot of temptations. Okay, and a lot of us are choosing the opposite, like I have for 47 years. I haven't chose to go the way that everyone else goes. I haven't. I've chosen to go the opposite way. I've chosen to create a new pathway. I've chosen to go down the path less traveled, the harder way. Why? Because yeah, it's easy to go sit at McDonald's and eat something that tastes real, that you think tastes really good, but is not really good for you. Um, because that's what everybody else is doing. But how much more challenging and difficult is it to go the opposite way, like Jesus did, man? He fasted for 40 days in the desert. He didn't think it was going to make it. You know how many times I can tell you the discipline I've had to have to not do the things that everyone else is doing, to be living near South Beach in Miami and not engage in the things that everyone else was engaging in. Yes, in my early 20s, I partied and did drugs, and the porn thing was going on since I was like in my 30s from like a kid. Yes, I played in a lot of things until I started realizing and waking up, really waking up, because I woke up at 7 years old, and saw that there's something wrong with this world. There's something, things are not how it should not be this way because of all the ways we've been taught. And I'm here to teach you the right way, like getting in stillness, which they don't teach you. They just want you to, give them your paycheck every week to support the church, to support the synagogue, whatever the place is. But they don't teach you the one thing that's so important, and it's sitting in stillness. It's leaving your phone at home and going for a walk in the neighborhood and connecting. Nature is God as well. God is in everything, man. And the most time that I get the biggest downloads and I have the most connection with God is when I'm in nature. Um, I don't think you have to prove anything, man. You can't prove anything that God does. Um, God doesn't work on that time, man. God doesn't work on that time. One would say, what about my dad who, had 4th-stage Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer in his entire body in 1997? He was told by the doctors he had a week to live. He healed himself in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. He lived for 25 years cancer-free. Then he got cancer again in 2011 because he chose to change, to not listen and to ignore and resist the messages and guidance he was receiving. And then he was cancer free again, healed himself, and then got cancer back again in 2022. And then he transitioned on. There's no mistakes. There's no accidents. He could have died in 1997. He didn't, because he had bigger things to do here. And he believed so strongly in a higher power, in God, in the prime creator, in divine. He believed so strongly. Doctor told him he's crazy if he walks out of the doctor's office. He said to the doctor, "Doc, I'm already dying. What am I doing here? I'm already dying." And the nurses whispered to him and said, "You're doing the right thing." He proceeded to walk out. 6 weeks later, he was on his feet, traveling, healthy, like you could not even believe, no signs of cancer whatsoever. Okay? I don't call it a miracle. I call that believing in God. And if you believe in enough and you listen and you follow what God leads you to do, you can overcome anything. But it starts with faith. It starts with stillness. It starts with sitting in stillness. It starts with breathing, focusing on your breath, going into your heart, and trusting the process. Everything that Veritas you're saying is all ego, man. That's all ego. Everything. That's typically the human. The typical human has to know everything, has to understand it, has to figure it out. It has to make sense. Nothing God does makes sense, man. You just got to do whatever you're guided to do. You have to surrender. You have to let go, and you have to be obedient and listen and do. And sometimes it may be the most wildest thing that has nothing to do with whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're asking for. And you have no idea why you're being told to do a certain thing, but you got to trust and have faith and follow it fully. I do know the truth, of course. I just gave it to you, Xavier. um, Listen, man, you've got to completely surrender and let go of all these distractions, all these things that are tempting, the temptations here. Okay? Just like I said, man, what did Jesus do? He left everyone and went and fasted for 40 days in the desert. He didn't think he was going to survive. But man, when I fast, I connect even closer to God. I hear God loudly when I fast. I did a 5-day fast at the end of October, and I had such a challenging time. I've been fasting for 3 to 4 years, if not longer. But this time was way different because of my why. And my why was to develop a deeper relationship with God, to connect closer to God. That was my why. That was why I was doing it. It wasn't because I was doing it for health reasons like I usually would. But then the health reasons came along with me developing a deeper connection with God. See, I've taught this so many times that if you want clarity, if you want more answers, if you want more understanding, you got to either connect with your higher self, which is your oversoul, which is you, your soul in human form, having an experience. And if you want to connect with your higher self, you got to talk to your higher self. You got to have a relationship with your higher self, which is your soul. The same goes for God. The same goes for Jesus. You have to cultivate a daily practice and make it a priority. And no one wants to do that. No one wants to put aside 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. No one wants to sacrifice going out with their friends to sit with God. No one wants to sacrifice playing a video game or watching porn or going out and eating and indulging in temptations. No one wants to sacrifice, but they want God to step in and do the magic, work magic, right? But are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to step away from the temptations. If God tells you you need to fast for 2 weeks, are you willing to do that? You know? And that's where humanity's headed. Trusting and having faith and listening. Because majority are not obedient, majority don't listen, majority are resistant, and that's why we're where we are. And that's why there's so much suffering on the planet. Yeah, and typically, Veritas, what happens is when we hit rock bottom, and I mean hit rock bottom where you're on your knees, and there's nothing else outside of you that can help you but God. That's when people go straight to God. That's when people connect back to religion. When God puts them in a situation where they have no other choice but to have faith and connect to God. And that's when you see people find religion again. That's when you find people developing and cultivating a relationship with God again. When you hit rock bottom, when you have a tower moment, when your life is all falling apart, when you have a health challenge that is life or death, then people go to God. And it's unfortunate that that's what has to happen. How do you know it's a test? Everything's a test, man. You're always being tested. You're being tested right now in how you respond and how you react to me speaking to you. We're always being tested, man. Always. God is testing our belief, our trust in Him. How? Okay, so now all of a sudden you've been diagnosed, not you, but I'm just giving a general things. Now all of a sudden, like my dad, I'll use my dad as an example. Now all of a sudden my dad was diagnosed with 4-stage Hodgkin's lymphoma. Okay? And it was either him staying at in the doctor's office, being pumped with poisonous chemicals, chemo, which he looked like he was on his deathbed already. Okay? Or trusting and having faith in God that God was going to do something if he listened. And that's exactly what he did. He listened. He had no other choice but to listen. And what did he do? He told that doctor, I'm out of here, doc. I'm already dying if I stay here. If I continue to do what I'm doing, I'm not going to be here anymore. And the doctor cursed at him and said, you're effing crazy if you walk out of this office. He says, no, you're going to effing die if you walk out of this office. And he said, I'm already dying. And he walked out. He found the place he was going to heal alternatively that God led him to. And he knew deep down, and that's the whole thing that I talk about, Vertus, why you don't know if it's a test, why you don't know if you believe what I'm saying, because you don't take the time to sit and listen. So these things that you're being put up against are forcing you to listen to your intuition, what feels right. And clearly, you're listening to your intuition because you're here staying and listening to me preach about this. So clearly you're listening. And you know. But your ego, you have to sit. So doing these things like ice cold plunges, sitting in stillness when your ego doesn't want to, when your ego wants to go along with the temptations, when your mind is saying, no, I want to play games. No, I want to go out with those friends. And you resist that and you sit there and you listen. You deeply listen. Even though it may feel good, if it feels right, you're listening. And that's you retraining your intuition, retraining your inner knowing. But it takes practice. We haven't learned this. We weren't taught this as a kid. We were taught to avoid our intuition. We were taught to, you got to ask everybody around you. You got to get advice from everybody else, but going within yourself to get the answers. And God is within us. That's where the answers lie. But again, we're taught to go to the doctor, to go to the lawyer, to go to a friend, to go to a family member, to go to a partner, to go to whoever. It doesn't matter. You go to the freaking convenience store owner. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like going within yourself first. You know? I mean, I'm telling you what, when I was growing up, man, I was taught to ask. My dad would ask everybody their opinion first before he made his own decision. And that's what he was taught. And then I learned from that. And then I started doing that. And I'm like, and I even realized I was even taking on his own thing, his own stuff. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? I got to ask multiple people before I make my own decision. There's nothing wrong. And then I had to justify why I was doing it and say, I do this because it's good to get opinions from multiple people before I make a decision. Why? Why is that good? Who taught you that? Well, I learned that from my dad. And I learned very quickly that that was the wrong way to do it. The right way is going within yourself and sitting in stillness and listening. And let me tell you what, man, God begins to get louder than the ego, especially when you fast. When you don't fill your body with food, man, you hear everything, you feel everything, you sense everything. And you will know the difference between God and your ego and your soul. And let me just tell you this, like, there is so many activations and codes coming through right now in this live right now that you guys are receiving just to help you on your journey, to help you connect with God. And not only is that happening, but God is literally speaking through me right now. I mean, I literally didn't even see the chat. I was like in the zone right now. I'm like in the zone. Like he's using my vessel right now to bring these messages through because you guys need to hear it, or somebody that's going to be on this live in a few, or somebody that's going to join the replay needed to hear this message. Ego is always going to be like questioning, like literally like wanting to play in the temptations. Ego is going to be like, I need to have a roadmap and understand this. I need to understand this. I need to understand how this is going to happen. I need to understand how I'm going to pay my bills, how I'm going to finish building this house. I'm just using examples, how I'm going to heal. I need examples. I need a roadmap that's the ego. When you're dealing with God and you're letting God guide you and lead you, you're not going to have answers, nor do you have answers anyway when the ego is leading you, because majority of the time anyway, I mean, even with the ego leading you nowadays, it's harder and harder to really, like, a lot of people are being laid off from their jobs and they're out of work for like over a year and they've done everything they could possibly do, like going and putting resumes out and all the things that the ego wants you to do. And they're like, no one's hiring me. Nothing's happening. I don't know what's going on. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? If I don't pay this stuff, I'm going to be on the street. What do I do? That's all ego. And God's wanting you to listen and to listen to the messages and the guidance. And he may say, okay, I want you to go get this massage at this specific place. And you start searching for massages. And then all of a sudden you find this one place. And then you meet somebody there that the owner, you run into the owner, and the owner then guides you to something. Oh, I've got this friend that needs help doing this. But like, what if you just said, what the hell does me going to get a massage have to do with me getting a job? I've been out of work for a year. How am I going to pay for the massage? I don't know how I'm going to pay for the massage. So I don't even know how I'm going to go. But yet God's leading me to go to that massage. And what if somebody's like, oh yeah, by the way, I have this Groupon for this massage that I'm not going to be using. If you're open and receptive, but the more you close off and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been out of work for a year. I don't know what this has to do with me getting a job. Okay, well, whatever God does never makes sense. And you're never going to be able to figure out with the ego, with the mind. So it's like, okay, you start looking, you find this place, you go to the place, maybe the person says to you, hey, we got an opening and like somebody canceled, they already paid for this massage. So it's already paid for. And then you start talking to the owner, and the owner's got a connection with somebody that is looking for somebody that needs somebody that does with your exact qualifications, right? This is how synchronicities work. This is how God works. This is on God's timing. But would you have thought that, like, that you needed to wait a whole year? Like, there was a reason you were out of work for a whole year. You had to, whatever God was doing for you, moving things around, organizing things, preparing you for this time. And then most people don't even enjoy the year that they had off. They're like so worried and in fear of how they're going to find a job and what they're going to do and how they're going to pay their bills that you finally get that job and everything worked out. And yet you weren't in the present moment. You didn't enjoy that whole year. You didn't even enjoy it because you were so worried and in fear the entire time. It's like you never know what God has in store that's right around the corner, waiting for you. If you open and receptive to receive, and you step out of fear, because the moment you're in fear is the moment that you're easily controlled, and there's limited options available to you. When you're in the state of love, endless opportunities are available, endless possibilities are available. Okay, and that's why my dad had all these possibilities available to him, because he was open and receptive, and he was not in fear. Fear limits you. Love, you have limitless possibilities. That was a mouthful. Man, well, let me just say this, Veritas. I mean, every single thing that I've experienced in my life, man, I could not tell you. I don't have proof why I was still alive. It was just like, you know what? I was in my 20s. I was popping ecstasy pills all the time. I was smoking weed all day long, all night drinking. I would pop an ecstasy pill and get in my car and drive on the highway with people in my car. Okay, mind you. And this one instance, my hood flew up. My hood to my engine flew up, and I couldn't even see. And I was starting to blow up on the drug. And I was starting to, let's just call it tripping or whatever you want to call it. And this hood is in front of my face, blocking. And I was in one of the busiest places in Fort Lauderdale, in Florida. Millions of people there. I'm still here. I never even crashed. I never even crashed into anyone. Yet I don't even know how I was still driving without seeing in front of me anything, because I couldn't see in front of me. It was like I was driving blind on drugs, mind you, with a bunch of people in the car that were going crazy because they're like, oh my God, we're going to die, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know how we survived. I don't even know how I'm still here. I can't explain it. Another time I was on one of the busiest highways, again, heading to West Palm Beach, Florida. From Palm Beach, 6 in the morning, I fell asleep behind the wheel because I was partying too much. I was going to college. Smashed into an SUV. My car was underneath their car, flattened. I woke up with my car underneath pancaked underneath his SUV. I don't know how I'm still here. I was unscathed. I got out of the car, walked out of the car. The cop was yelling and screaming at me. Pull your car over. You're going to get a misdemeanor or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, bro, my engine's like smoking on fire. You want me to pull the car off to the side? It was like underneath this SUV. And he's yelling and screaming at me to pull it off to the side. I'm like, I just came out of it dazed. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? I didn't even know I fell asleep. That was just two things that I cannot explain, that I walked away from. The cars were destroyed. Well, the one car that I fell asleep, the other one, the hood just flew over it and had no damage whatsoever. I can't explain it. So, I mean, here's millions of evidence of people. My dad, I just gave you an example of my dad. 6 weeks later, the doctor said he was going to die in a week. The cancer was spreading in his entire body. It was everywhere. 4th stage, Hodgkin's. He healed in 6 weeks, completely, alternatively, not from the medical system, not from a doctor. He healed alternatively in 6 weeks. He was built, muscular, He was skin and bones when he was in the doctor's office. When 6 weeks later, man, he was muscular. He was riding horses in Sedona, Arizona. He was traveling to Alaska and different places with my mom. I can't explain that. All I can explain is that he believed so strongly. His belief was so strong. And that's what he told me. You have to have belief. Your belief has to be so strong. And that's why so many people are suffering, because they don't believe. They don't trust God. They don't have faith. They've walked away. They've given up. They don't have faith. They don't trust. They need to have evidence. It needs to happen right now. And that doesn't work on God's time. It happens when God's ready and when God has moved all the things around and when God knows that you truly believe, that you truly have faith, that you trust the process and trust what's unfolding. I've had to surrender. I can't even tell you the last couple of years, the last 10 years, my entire 47 years. And yet I was an atheist. I was anti-religion. I'm not for religion now. I'm spiritual, but still I was anti-religion when I was growing up. I was an atheist. I was anti-government. I was all of it. I've walked away from everything. I've been anti-everything. And yet, you know what? The one thing my dad told me before he passed multiple times, and he yelled and screamed at me when I hit rock bottom in 2020 and I hit rock bottom in 2017, he said, go hug that effing tree. You have to believe. You have to effing believe. And he screamed and yelled at me about it. That's what he was teaching me, to believe so strongly. The ones that are getting miraculous healings, the ones that are having financial abundance, all these different, they believe, they trust. They don't question, why God, why this? Why'd you put me through this? God doesn't want to know you to ask why you're going through it. You got to have faith that there's a reason. You got to trust that there's a reason. You have to trust the process and trust what's unfolding. Someone need to hear that, boy. Holy shit. Whew. Yeah, I would believe you, Vertas. Why wouldn't I? Why would I have any reason not to believe you? I believe in dinosaurs. I believe in unicorns and fairies and angels and guides and higher dimensional beings and galactic beings and everything else. I believe in them. I know they're real. I know that we'll get to see them very, very soon, physically touch them. We just have not been at the high enough frequency and vibration to do so as a collective. But yes, I would believe you. Why wouldn't I? Is who okay, bro? I don't know what you're asking, but dumb down what? I was in the zone, bro. I don't even know like what you guys were saying. I wasn't even reading the chat, man. The chat wasn't even moving. Chanting. Chanting is amazing, man. Chanting mantras. I do mantras every day, man. I do a mantra every day in the morning, along with my practices that I do when I wake up. So I 100% believe in mantras and all of that stuff. Krishna as a japa meditation. Yeah, man. Definitely, Matthew. 1000%. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, Xavier, you're never going to be able to get everyone to change, but Veritas is here for a reason, and he's resonating with what I'm saying, or he would have left a long time ago. No, that's Bex. I mean, No, that's not true. I don't think anything is concerning, man. That's another form of suppression, because we're powerful beings, man, and our psychic abilities have been suppressed for reasons like what you're saying, Bex. So I don't think any of it's concerning. I'm sorry to say. And again, you wouldn't be here if you didn't resonate with the content. You would have left a long time ago. So you're just trolling. We, yeah. I mean, I agree with you with that. But why? I 100% agree with you because social media is a massive distraction, and it was way different when I was younger when we didn't have it. It was better. Um, People actually went outside and played outside as a kid instead of like sitting on a screen all day. Um, yeah, I'm saying that before cell phones exactly. I think that I think that it was a better time when I lived in the '90s. It was way better, man. I didn't have to be on like call. Like someone would call my house when I was at school, and they'd leave a voicemail at the house, and I wouldn't get it till I got home. And if I wasn't home all day, I would never even know they called, and I was just fine with that. Life was way less stressful for people. Life because it's a ride. It is a ride, man. I agree with you. And our souls came here. We chose to be here at this time to be a part of this massive evolutionary shift in human consciousness. Okay? The Great Awakening, and you came here to be a part of it. All of us did. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, who even brought up McDonald's anyway? Uh, no, McDonald. I don't even want to. I don't even have words to say. I don't even know if I can even say it on here. I mean, that's not even real meat that you're eating. You know, hasn't been for like I don't even know how long, man. Like I said, man, I gave an example about you could take like you could. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny at the same time. But like you could take a bag of poop, human or not human, and you can put it in a nice little packaging, make it look like a donut or something, season it with some powdered sugar and some other things to sweeten it up. And then you could put it in the bakery and people wouldn't even question the ingredients. They would just buy it because someone was giving it out at Costco as a sample and it tastes good. And then they would buy it. It doesn't matter. That's how untransparent the world is right now. And you don't know what the heck you're eating anymore because who is really overseeing the ingredients that are being put in foods? Like, oh, science told me that. Science did the research. Well, were you there personally while they were doing it? Were you watching them do it? And no, I know the answer is no. You know, like, oh, I just go to the drive-thru at McDonald's. Like, I don't even know the ingredients. I don't go. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm generalizing. People go to the drive-thru. There's no ingredients on anything. They just buy it because it looks good in the picture, and then they get it and they cover it up with all these sauces and you know condiments and all this shit and like the chicken nuggets don't taste good, but they taste good with the sauce. If you sauce them up and you cover them in all kinds of like lather them in sauce, you're not even like what are you really eating? The sauce. It's crazy to me. Like, why don't we all come together, man, and see what's been going on in the world, man? People are sick and suffering and struggling and yet everybody wants to be divided and separate and everybody wants to like let me get my personal wealth to the top. Let me get 10 cars and a mansion that I'm the only person living in. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Like, we all come together, man, pool everything together. Like if we all came together, the world will be different and create out of love, not out of fear. Okay, that's cool, man. Yeah, just hang out. And I urge you, Anila, breathe in and breathe out, man. If you feel stressed, man, take some deep breaths in and out. Put your hand on your chest. Focus on your breathing. Slow your breathing down. Because usually when you're stressed, your breathing is very rapid and fast. So if you can just sit there and slow your breathing and just breathe like this, consciously breathe in and out and slow your breathing as slow as you can get it, you're going to go into the parasympathetic state. You're going to get out of your head and you're going to move into your body and into your heart. And it will definitely help you relax and feel more calm and at peace. I just feel that just from doing those 3 breathing, I feel, I don't know if you've noticed the shift, but like I feel more relaxed and calm, just consciously breathing like that. Just breathe in and breathe out. Deeply in and deeply out, in through your nose and out through your mouth. But focus on your breath. It'll take you out of your head and you'll be in your heart and you'll be heart centered and you'll be more calm and relaxed and centered and grounded. Okay? So try that. It'll definitely help. But you got to keep doing it. You can't just do it once and be like, "Oh yeah." For me, I'm at that point where I could just breathe in and breathe out once because I've been doing breath work for years. I've been doing like, Kundalini yoga. I've been doing all that stuff. So I could just, but sometimes it's challenging for me too, depending on what I'm experiencing or going through as well. So I can't sit here and say every single time I could sit and just breathe and one breath in and one breath out consciously and I'm calm and relaxed. There's times I'm not. And that's okay too. There's times it takes me a lot longer. So that's normal and that's okay. So I urge you to put your hand on your chest and just breathe in and breathe out, man. And you'll see maybe 5 minutes go by and you continue no matter what. If you got your thoughts wanting to tell you to get up and go eat a donut or get up and go get a Big Mac or get up and like play video games or watch porn or distract you in some way, shape, or form, just keep breathing. Ignore it. Let it be there, be with it, but keep breathing. Breathe past it, breathe through it. And you will break through that barrier. You'll see a massive difference. And let me tell you what, man, use this tool anytime you want. Use it anytime you need it. Anytime you feel overwhelmed or stressed, man. But you got to break through that barrier of like the distractions and the temptations, because the mind is going to try to take you everywhere. Oh, I got to do this. I got tons of things to do today. What the F am I sitting here breathing? Like, I got all this to do today. Then you want to go watch porn or you want to watch a movie or you want to play a video game or you want to eat donuts or whatever. I'm just giving examples, You got to keep breathing, and you will break through that barrier and you will feel more relaxed and calm. But just keep going. All right? Hope that helps. Great. Yeah, we don't, Xavier. I agree with you, man. We don't all have the answers, man. We don't. And you know what? Us coming together respectfully and talking about these things, we're putting the puzzle pieces together. You know? You got things that I don't know, Xavier. You got things that I don't know, Veratus, Hana, Dub, Cuz, but why? Everybody's got stuff that I can learn from you guys and you can learn from me. Like, this is what makes the world go round, man. But as long as we can do it respectfully and kind and not gaslight someone for what they believe. It's okay the way you believe. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. Exactly agnostic, at least. I don't know, and I am unconvinced. you have good evidence to support a God point. I've given a lot of evidence in this live, man. If you still don't believe, then I mean, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not trying to convince you or change you, Veradis. Not whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about, Bex. I don't really understand your question. Um, yeah, it definitely is. Everything is perfectly balanced. I mean, really, it really honestly is, but it looks like it's not, but that's part of the illusion, you know? That's part of you coming back to faith. That's part of you leaning back on God. Yeah, man. Kamen, 100%. Yeah, I mean, an extra step. I don't really know what that means either, but yes, God is in and is everything. God is in us all, whether we like it or not. And eventually, whether you're in this life or another life, you will come back to God. You will realize it eventually. Again, majority is just ego and the way that your ego has been programmed and conditioned throughout your life with beliefs, you know, and you're holding on to them. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to be open and receptive to anything and all possibilities. I wake up every day willing and able to be open and receptive to any and all possibilities. I'm not stuck on anything. And when I say one thing one day, it it doesn't mean that tomorrow you may tell me something that shifts me in a different way. And that's perfectly okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm not, I don't, the ego is the one that wants this. There's no, it's only black or white. There's no gray. It's like, this is how it is, period, end of story. There's nothing else, you know, and I don't see it that way, man. I see it as, man, the things I've experienced in my life, uh, I've gone through a lot, and so has Luna. It just proved to me that my dad showed me one of the biggest things he taught me, which I'm so grateful for. While we didn't have the greatest emotional relationship, but I really did love him, and I know he cared about me, and I know he tried to do the best for me. But that was all that he knew. You know, teaching me that it's not good to cry because it's not healthy. You'll get sick if you cry. A lot of the things were backwards and inverted that he was taught, and I picked them up. But the one biggest thing that I can tell you that I learned, that him healing from cancer when I was a little kid showed me that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You just got to believe and not be closed off, and just literally wake up every day with, someone may change you. Someone may change the way you think, the way you believe. And that's perfectly okay. You know, we're all on the same, at the end of the day, man, we're all on the same path, trying to understand this whole thing, trying to figure it out, trying to make sense of it all, trying to understand why we're here, what we came here to do, you know? And, you know, we're all just basically walking each other home. That's it at the end of the day. I just know, Veritas. I just know. And I trust what I know. I don't have any doubt whatsoever. I used to doubt everything, but I've seen too much. I've seen too much in my life. I've gone through way too much, and I've gotten to the point where I know who the F I am now, and no one can take that away from me. And I'm worthy of having it all. I'm worthy of understanding it all. I know who the F I am. And that's why when people come on here and they bully and they gaslight and they say hurtful things, it doesn't bother me because I know who I am. I don't question or doubt who I am any longer. And I know what I'm here to do. And that's be of service to God, to humanity, to allow God to use my vessel for good. And I just know, like, I don't have a doubt. I don't doubt that I go up to spaceships. I don't doubt that I communicate with higher dimensional beings. I don't doubt that I've been channeling the Divine Council of Nine for like over a couple of years now. I don't doubt it. I doubted it in the beginning a lot. I doubted that I spoke light language. I'm like, what the hell am I speaking this? Like this, I'm making this shit up. No, I got to be making this up. And I don't doubt it anymore. And the less you doubt, the more that you will receive, the more that will come through. God will use you. God will bring you downloads. You'll connect with your higher self. You'll connect with your guides and angels. They'll bring things through. The more you doubt and question what you're receiving, the less you're going to receive. They won't give you anything. And then you'll just be searching and seeking for the rest of your life. But the more you surrender to trusting what you're receiving, and that's what you're having, that's why you're here. I know exactly why you're here, Veritas. And you're making a big like splash with your comments. And I know exactly why you're here, because you doubt and question yourself. And so you're here to for me to bring through stuff that's actually pushing the boundaries of your beliefs, to get you to question even more, to get you to go within yourself and to like, does this resonate? Does this resonate with me or not? So I'm pushing the boundaries of your beliefs, but you're still here, and you're still here for a reason, because your soul brought you here. And I know this because I know exactly why you're here. I get these downloads and I communicate with the other side, and I don't question anything. So you're seeing a reflection of that. That's what the universe does, man. The universe brings you to the people that will show you a reflection, show you the opposite of what you're doing. So you doubt and you question, and I don't. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, I have no doubt as to what I'm telling you is true. But you doubt it, so you're seeing a reflection, and I'm your reflection. So that you can look at that, so that you can go within yourself and look at that. You wouldn't still be here otherwise. Oh yeah, 100%, Xavier. And not only that, there's medicines, there's plant medicines, there's so many things that, again, that they've suppressed from us. Man, what did my dad do? He literally didn't charge anybody anything, man. Once he healed from cancer, he helped thousands of people for free, on his own time. Didn't charge nobody. Didn't even ask for consultation. Didn't do nothing. People were struggling. People were close to death. And what did he do? He sat on the phone with them. He met with them. He went and volunteered at the facility that he healed at. And helped thousands of people. I have videos of him on stage talking about how and in what ways what he did to heal. So if you want to know, he helped animals, he helped homeless people, he helped people that were sick and on their deathbed. I feel like he was a disciple of God. You know? He was that much of a beautiful soul that all he wanted to do was serve and help. And that's what lit him up, was helping others. And listen, he fought and argued with people, telling them, you got to do this or you're not going to make it. And he would try to force and convince people. And that's what made him continually sick, because he tried to change people and people weren't ready to change. They didn't care. Even if they had some illness that was like terminal, they didn't want to change. And he told people many times, here's my phone number. Call me when you're ready. And you know what happened? They never called because they passed away because all they did was complain. This hurts, that hurts. They didn't want to make changes. They didn't want to listen to the messages and the signs that guided them to change. That they were told they had this amount of time to change, and they didn't want to change. They wanted to continue to eat the garbage. They wanted to continue to play in the temptations. They didn't want to change. So they didn't call him because they didn't make it. But he tried, just like I try to do. Oh, okay. I got you. I understand, Xavier. I just always believed, man, as I was a kid and growing up, man, I just always believed that if I'm in this physical body and all of this came from nothing, there has to be something so intelligent, something so powerful that could create all of this, and it's all of us because we all came from God. Again, I would walk around being like, oh my God, I could cut myself and I, like the skin heals itself. It heals up. Like, I could grow hair. My nails, I have to keep cutting my nails because they keep growing. Like all of this is amazing to me. And people worship their phone more than they think that their body is amazing. I think the human body is freaking amazing. And I don't take it lightly. I treat my body like a temple, and I didn't always do that. I'll be honest, I didn't always do that. Dependent on where I was at in life. Again, I've been through a lot, but I can tell you that I think it's like this world, this planet, everything and how it works, how a kid is created, everything is just like so perfect, I mean, you have a piece of land, and you get all these machines, and they start excavating the land and flattening and blah blah blah, and then they bring all the tools and they start building neighborhoods, and the neighborhood then just came out of nothing, and now it's a whole full blown neighborhood, and it's just like life is amazing. And we're too much in our head trying to figure and understand everything out. And when we do that, we're out of our heart and we're in our mind and we're in the head and we're all full of ego. And that's not of God, man. That's not moving God-like. Yeah, they probably would. I mean, it's wild to me, man. He can do that. People just don't believe enough. It boils always down to beliefs, man. Because I believe and here's the other thing. We have expectations of how that is going to look and be. What if God was the one that orchestrated the whole thing for this person to get a one of those prosthetic legs? What if that's him growing the limb back? Right? But no, you expect it to be the actual limb grows in front of your eyes. What if he does it in a different way? What if God orchestrates the whole thing so that this person that has no money, no way of affording it, gets the whole thing taken care of where they actually have a prosthetic leg? What if that's him growing the limb back? But no, you think it should be the way you think it should be, Xavier. That's the whole thing, why we are suffering, because you expect things to be the way you think they should be. That's not God's time, man. That's not the way God does it. God can orchestrate, like I talked about earlier in the live, telling you to go get a massage, and then lo and behold, somebody there is like, and you don't even know how you're paying for it. You don't know how it's going to even happen. And you've been out of work for over a year, and then you go there and that person tells you, oh, someone didn't show up, but they paid for their massage and said, the next person that comes, they can have it for free. And then when you go there and you get that massage, the massage person that's giving you the massage leads you to someone that is looking for someone with your exact, what if that's God doing his work? No, you think it should be the way you think it should be, and that's ego. That's not the way it works. But anyway, I'm going to be wrapping this up very shortly. I've got to get going. And my voice is kind of telling me, yeah, Daren, it's time for you to end this live. It's all right, man. I understand that you're like, I think partly, to be honest, for us, I think you're trolling also in this live, just by your comments, and you're being like very, very resistant, and that's okay. I don't expect that you're going to walk away and you're going to completely change in this live from what we're all saying. Oh man, I missed like hundreds of comments. Jesus. Oh my God. I can't even keep up with all your comments. Oh my God. There's like, I'm scrolling for like days. I cannot believe how many comments there are. Holy shit. Wow. I'm just going to go to the bottom, dude. You guys are, I love you guys, man. Holy mackerel. Hey, Robert, Grand Rising, brother. Haven't seen you in a while, man. It's been a minute. Hey, Jeremy. What's good, brother? I don't know who's answering a simple question. Are you referring to me? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not been looking at the comments, and there's hundreds of comments, and there's no way for me to keep up with I mean, I'd be like on here for like another 2 hours going through all these comments. So I apologize, man. God just wanted me to bring through messages, and oh, okay. Yeah, God does love you. I'm Jeremy. No, it's not. It's not. You're right. Marina. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was scrolling, man. There's like hundreds of comments. I listen. God wanted me to bring through a message today, and I had multiple messages that God used my vessel today. And this live was powerful for the past hour and 20 minutes. So I hope you guys go back and watch the replay. There's a lot in this, And that's all I got to say. Like, I couldn't even keep up with all the comments because I was like in the zone. Who's not going to answer, Xavier? Are you talking about me? I keep thinking you're talking to me, Xavier. Oh, okay. All right, good. Because I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I thought you were talking about me. Yeah, I mean, it could be a Reddit mod for sure, Josh. I mean, there's a lot of bots in here, man, and there's a lot of trolling happening. So yeah, it's very possible. And some of these people are just trying to get you guys fired up, man. So just breathe, man. Focus on your breath. Yeah, they are. And you know what? They're on this live for a reason because I just, for the past hour and 20 minutes, planted a lot of seeds. And so they'll wake up at some point, you know? Um, and I hope you guys are tapping the like button. Oh, did somebody like give a super chat that I didn't see? I see like 99 cents. Did somebody give like a super chat? How do I how do I see that? Holy shit, I didn't even know it. I apologize, man. Damn. Looks like somebody gave a super chat. How do you find the super chats? It says like 99 cents up at the top. So I'm scrolling, but I don't see. Huh. Damn, I can't believe I missed that. I didn't even get to thank whoever it was. Oh, I bet you I know who it was. Was it Louis? I bet you it was Louis, man. I just saw Louis in the live, dude. He's given like super chats before. He always gives super chats. Oh, there it is, Louis. Wow, Louis, thank you so much, brother. I just saw it now. I apologize. I hope you're still on the live that I just hearted it. I hope you're on the live that I got to like thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Um yeah, thank you, Louis, for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you're still here. That you got to hear me thank you. You always show love, man, and I appreciate you. But all of you show love. I mean, I'm not just saying that because, just so you know. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of comments, you guys. It's wild, man. You guys are this live is banging today, man. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do more. Do you guys like me doing the Q&As? Let me just ask you guys. Do you like me doing Q&As? Because um, it seems like when I do these Q&As, man, I think I may do like Q&As like 2 or 3 times a week, man. Not just on Mondays. Maybe I'll do a Q&A Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Sunday will be Positivity Sunday. Oh, okay. Talk to him, open your mind. Some stay private with it. Don't tell people unless you want to. Just open convo I keep with God in my mind. You can too. Time will help. Time will change how you see it. Xavier, the button of proof is on those who make the claim. The null hip, hip hypothesis is always X does not exist until sufficient evidence is provided. Hold on, I gotta scroll back up because I want to take a picture of this so I can I think what I'm going to do is put a post in our community to thank Louis. So I want to take a screenshot of that super chat. If I can find it again. Because I think I want to put a post because I don't think he's still here. And I really do want to thank him. It was really nice of him to pop in. Here it is. Okay. Cool. I want to thank him and put a post in the community. Well, listen, you guys, just be respectful with each other, man. That's all I ask, man. You know, just be respectful. Everyone's allowed their beliefs and whatever they believe and whatever they, you know, just tap the like button, everybody. Let's get to like 20 likes. We're at 16. There's 8 people in here. I'm sure every single one of you haven't hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And tap the like button, man. You just got here. Well, thank you for pulling up, my friend. We're about to end the live in a couple minutes. I agree, Robert. Exactly. I agree. So please disengage with each other, Marana and Xavier, and shake hands. And, you know, just remember that, you know, everybody is allowed their own personal opinion and beliefs, man. And it's all good. Yeah. And tap the like button, everybody. Subscribe to the channel and listen. It doesn't cost anything for you guys to hit the hype button. But you do get 3 hypes a week, supposedly. So if you feel called, and I would greatly appreciate it, and so would Luna, if you would hype our channel and our videos and tap the like button and subscribe to the channel. And follow us on all social media platforms at Daren and Luna. You can go to and we're hoping to get to 100 followers on Facebook so we can go live on Facebook. Last time I checked, we were at like 48 or 49. So if you have Facebook, please follow us on there as well. And go to DarenandLuna.com, sign up for the free newsletter. Join us in our school membership platform. It's only $26 a month. We do a lot of events live on Zoom. We're bringing like-minded people together. It's a school of remembrance. We have tons and tons of courses and light language activations and all kinds of stuff. So check it out if you feel called to. Again, it's on our website. With that being said, man, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Please, please, please tap the like button. Let's get to 20 likes. Thank you, Xavier and Marana and Robert and Louis. Thank you, Louis, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it, as always. It never goes unnoticed, and you're supporting our journey and adventure going forward, me and Luna. So I can't be more thankful and grateful for that, man. God bless to you, Jeremy, as well. I love you, brother. Share these lives out. This live is so powerful. So you must go back and listen to the replay, man. And we're trying to get to 4,000 watch hours. So again, help us with that as well if you feel called to. It's 10:10. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Tap the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you on the next live, on the next video, or somewhere around the world. Until then, let's go!